Okay, here we have a complex fraction. I'm going to write all 6 of these terms as a fraction. So I'm going to turn this whole number 1 into a fraction, 3 over x, and 10 over x squared. Turn this 2 into a fraction, okay? Now what you see here is that we have a fraction inside of a fraction. So we have 6 little bitty fractions in one great big fraction, and we want to get rid of that. So what we have to do is come up with a least common denominator. And rules from earlier say if you have to find the least common denominator, you're going to take every factor the greatest number of times it appears in the denominator. So I see an x here and I see an x squared here. You want to take the bigger one. So my least common denominator is x squared. Now there are lots of different ways to work this one, but I'm just going to go straight bare bones minimum, the easiest way. And so what I want you to do is take that x squared and put it in every single top. Whether it needs it or not, put it in every single top. You're not finding what's missing. Just take your x squared and put it in every top. Top, top, top. Now this is allowed. You are allowed to do this because thinking of this as one giant blue fraction here, you put an x squared above the blue line and you put an x squared below the blue line. So that would technically be x squared over x squared, which is 1, and that's why you're allowed to do this operation. Don't get caught up in that part though. All you're doing is taking the x squared and put it in every top. Now, once you do that, those 6 little fractions are going to simplify. For this first one right here, you have x squared over 1. Well, that's just x squared. For this middle fraction, you have 3 with 2 x's in top over 1 x, so that would be a 3 with 1 x left over. And for this last one, your extras cross out, and that would be a minus 10. So that's very user-friendly. Okay, looking in the bottom, you would have a 2x squared over 1. That's just 2x squared. In the middle, one of those x's cross out, so that would leave you with a minus 13x. And in this last one, both x's cross out, and so that would leave you with a 15. And that's how you simplify one. Now, we're not done with it, but that's how you simplify it. Once you get it into a more usable state, you're going to factor it, if possible. So across the top here, we can factor. The factors of 10 that subtract to give me 3 are 5 and 2. Across the bottom, that's a hard trinomial. So to factor that, I'm going to use 5 and 3. So I'm going to put the 5 here and the 3 here. They're the same sign, both negative. The x minus 5's cross out, and your final answer would be x plus 2 over 2x minus 3. That's how it would work. It does not simplify any further.